What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get Sausage Biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Four producers. There you go, baby.
All right, boys and girls, what's going on? Good to see you, man. It is Christopher James live tonight. Hey, welcome to KHR Christopher James Tuesday night action going on for you. I am just sharing this out with some of you folks out there, putting it in all the groups, so feel free to share it. Thanks to my friends at Just Heart Apparel and Just Heart Apparel East Coast for doing all they do to help out the show. We appreciate them so much. And we're going to get rolling here with our first guest in just a moment. I just want to tell you, I had a great time this past weekend being the ring announcer for Game Bred Fighting Championship, and we're going to talk about that and the results and all that good stuff. So we have a big show for you. Got 3 great guests. I am ready to jump in. Now, my first guest, we're not going to be able to see his face because, unfortunately, he has bad internet signal. But that's all right. We'll still be able to hear him and chat with him, and that's what's important. He's been away for a little while, but he's back, and he's ready to prove to the world that they've been missing him. So we are going to bring him in right now. I hope you guys are just excited as I am, because I am stoked. So let us welcome into the show my man, my friend, the one and only Mr. Marcus Brimage, the Bama Beast. Bama, what's up, baby?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, you know, it's good times. And for you guys watching, like I said, that is Marcus. And when he talks, you'll notice the little thing like pops, like his voice. So that's kind of dope. Let's see, we got Forrest, Blake, Seth. What's up, baby? So anyway, we are with Marcus Brimage. So first of all, Marcus, before we get into the big fight news you have and all that stuff, just catch us up, man. How the hell you been, bro? What you been up to? Where you been? What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I took a little time off, so I wanted to develop a new skill set. So I upgraded into, I got a solid purple, almost up for a brown in my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I became a black belt in a martial art, doing Kung Fu, and I actually graduated from yoga teacher training. So 500-hour registered yoga teacher.
Well, that's incredible, man. You know, you disappeared from the fight game. It's been 5 years, and when you come back this July, it'll be 61 months. That's a long time to be away. So what made you decide that now is the time?
To be honest with you, my skills are progressing, and I got to a level where I feel pretty confident, and especially with my size and new techniques. So I decided now is the time to go ahead and see what's the weight worth it. So all this time I spent time training, it's time to put in work and go to the campaign route.
Can you see me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish we could.
It's actually moving pretty fast. Surprisingly, you know.
I'm staying in this one spot. I wish we could see your handsome face, man, because you always got a big smile. So it sucks that your internet out there isn't allowing you to show your video, but we are getting your audio, so that's good with me. So for you guys that don't know, we're gonna backtrack now. By the way, Marcus is at his Jiu-Jitsu Academy right now, but we're gonna backtrack a little bit. So I don't know, I guess about a month ago, maybe a month ago, Marcus reached out to me on Facebook. Now I've known Marcus for years. He disappeared, like I said, but him and I were always cool with each other. We had some good times at the Florida MMA Awards. Always a straight up stand-up guy. So out of the blue the other day, you know, like I said, about a month ago, he reached out to me. He tells me he wants to get back in the fight game and asked me if there's anything I can do. First of all, I was honored that he even, you know, reached out to me, which I thought was really dope. But then we talked a little bit. I found out, you know, from him what he wanted to do. So I made a phone call to Myron Malotke, the president of the XFC, to see if he had any interest in Marcus, which he does. The problem is that they haven't started their featherweight tournament yet. So Marcus, doesn't want to go down to bantamweight because if he did, Marcus would have been on the next XFC card. But he wants to wait and do featherweight, and I totally respect that. So then I called some people I work for at XMMA. You remember we came back and did a show, West Palm Beach, January of this year. Good stuff. And and we did a show. We had some big names on there: Kyle Bosniak, James Vick, who ended up having his retirement fight because he got beat up pretty badly. Chris Curtis was out there. So many good names. And XMMA is a promotion that wants to showcase people that we know as well as athletes that we don't. So I reached out to them. They told me that they would like to put them on, but probably not right away. And then all of a sudden, later that afternoon, I get a message. Chris, reach out to Marcus, see if he's ready to go at the end of July. I find out that Kyle Bosniak's original opponent, Campos, had to pull out through an injury. So Kyle from XMMA, myself, and Marcus, between phone calls and messages and emails, we put a deal together. And so I'm pretty stoked that I was able to help Marcus get back on the road to his dream. First time I've ever taken somebody that far into a promotion and actually, had a little bit of help negotiating a deal for both promoter and fighter where everybody was happy. It's pretty cool. I'm going to start looking to becoming a manager. So if you guys need a manager, I'm your fucking dude.
Well, he delivers.
I'll get you high, bitches. What? No. So XMMA reaches out to Marcus. Kyle Bosniak is the opponent. Tough out for anybody. What was your thought process, Marcus, on one, actually having a fight offered to you, and two, having it be somebody so tough and so gritty, so strong, so skilled, and recently released from the UFC in your first fight back? Because the people that I've spoken to since this was announced all feel this is a super tough matchup for you.
Well, it is quite an honor to be able to fill in shoes. Kyle is he's a good guy. I saw his fight with Rosa, and especially the fight with the tall. I don't know his ethnicity, but I just remember it looked like David versus Goliath, and he actually stared the guy down. It would have been. I think he would have won the fight if it had been an extra minute because buddy was gassed. So Kyle is a very tough opponent, and he just won the Worlds last month at brown belt. So yeah, that's a pretty good cookie.
Again, 5 years out. Again, and a guy who just recently released from the UFC. He had a tough run. But he's bounced back. He got a big win at XMMA in January. Now he's coming back to look for another win. Was there any apprehension in taking that fight? Because it is a tough matchup. Again, coming off out of the gym after 5 years. I don't want to say coming off the couch because you've been active doing other stuff and staying in shape. But any apprehension at all with this decision? I know you did some research on him.
Of course. I mean, this guy he's a very game opponent. It's just me just getting back out there. It was that time. I've been constantly training for years now, just under the radar. And now I would just like to showcase some skills and some talent, some new techniques. Yeah, so there was apprehension upon that, but it's just the will to get back out there again is kind of overrated.
Yeah, and you and I spoke about this matchup on the phone a couple times before you actually accepted the fight, and I had mentioned to you that I like this fight for you. I think if you're going to come back and do this, you're 36 years old. You don't have time to sit here and surf the waters of the easy fight because your time and this sport, as you get older, gets limited. I said I felt this would be a good barometer for you because this way, you'll know where you're at, win or lose after this fight. If you win, obviously, you're in a good spot. You came back at the right time, and let's move forward. If you lose, I don't think that's going to be a one and done for you. I think, if you lose, now you know what you need to work on. So I felt that this was a very good barometer for you. Would you agree with what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, right now, just me being out for 5 years. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, and that's a great point that it'll be a gauge of where I need to be.
Yeah, and you mentioned you've been doing yoga and jujitsu. Tell us how you've been able to take your yoga and incorporate it into your practicing of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and how it's improved your game of jiu-jitsu, because yoga is all about flexibility and my understanding, and being at ease in your mind and being able to do things. And in my opinion, and again, I'm just throwing it out there based on what I know about that and jiu-jitsu, it seems to me if you are an expert in yoga, your flexibility will come into play when you're implementing your jiu-jitsu in a fight, and you might be able to extend yourself differently in a transition or in a sweep, or even trying to lock in a choke, just the way your body's going to move and flow. Would that be a fair assessment from me, being that I don't practice either art?
Well, it enhances you for sure, and those enhancements will go into your game because it becomes a part of you. There's like a little drawback though, because there's such thing as too flexible, and you especially when you roll with certain people, when you feel like the tension, like to ease up, but sometimes you're too flexible, you can actually overextend. And that sucks. So you got to do other exercises to help you with that. So it's a give and a take, but flexibility will become a part of you, and it'll open up your kicks, it'll open up your strikes, it'll open up your jiu-jitsu. It will basically open you up.
Yeah, I never thought about being overly flexible, but I guess that's a valid point to have to consider, man.
It's always about finding that middle. Like, you shouldn't be too stiff. You can't be too flexible like a needle. You have to find that good base in the middle.
Yeah, like I said, I never thought about that. I'm too flexible, man. If I'm super flexible, double jointed, man, I can do things that other people can't do. But
and also it calls them to go a little too.
Yeah,
if you can take more, why not give you more?
True. Like I said, I'm really excited to see what you're going to bring to the table, and if we're going to be able to notice some of that yoga practice in some of your fight game. The way you open up. Oh, we just lost him there. Hopefully he'll be back in just a second. Like I said, his internet down there was kind of sketchy at the gym, so hopefully he'll be back on here in just a minute. If not, well, then we'll have to reschedule another interview later. When he's at home or something, where we can get a picture of his oh so big happy smile. You know what I'm saying? But it brings up a really interesting point. We're talking about jiu-jitsu and yoga, and yoga does open you up, it makes you flexible mentally and physically. So my thought process was, it's going to allow you to do things differently physically, of course mentally too, as you're in a fight. But I never thought of it being something that you could be over flexible, whereas you're too loose and you can't seem to stop somebody. If you're too loose, and they're trying to grab you, and maybe your arms are so like, yeah, it's just a weird thing, but that's okay. It's a good thing that he's going to be able to use that. Hopefully, he don't become overly flexible and let somebody grab a hold of a loose leg or a arm, sticking out sticking out where it shouldn't be, because it's overly flexible, overly loose, if you will. For you guys watching, don't forget, July 17th, I'll be in Pensacola, Florida for Island Fights. I think this is 68. Yeah, it is. It's Island Fights 68. I started with Island Fights. This will be my 30th Island Fights event. I've done like 33 or 34 events with Dean Toole. since 2016. And, things are ramping up. Like I said, I did a Game Bred Fighting Championship while waiting for Marcus to come back. And my next guest is also going to be from GFC. But, we're just going to talk about these fights. There were some incredible moments there that I was floored to just watch. First of all, it's bare knuckle MMA, something we haven't seen, decades here in the States. We also had the first ever women's bare knuckle MMA fight in the history of sports. Nobody else has ever done bare knuckle mixed martial arts, and women definitely never, ever participated in this sport. So here we are with the first sanctioned event in years, decades, like I said, and we have a female fight, and the winner of that fight is going to be on our show here in about 10 minutes, Danielle Wynn. But we were already making history, and she doubled down on her history. I talked about it yesterday. Some other great performances: Mahmoud Sabeya, two-time member of the Egyptian Olympic team, 7-time national team member in wrestling. He came to town a week earlier. He was in Mexico fighting for Icon, took home a big win. He comes out this week, a week later, Friday night. It's a fight. He's in. Takes on Eric Thompson, who came in way heavy. Mahmoud came in. He's a welterweight. He came in at 175 once he found out his opponent was going to be heavy. His opponent came in, Jesus Christ, I don't even remember how much he weighed, but it was a lot. And Mahmoud finished him TKO round one via, TKO punches, ground and pound. As we said, Danielle Wynn defeated Monica Medina, submission, rear naked choke, man. This girl, maybe she does yoga. She transitioned in so smooth. It was really nice. Joshua Weems had the moment of the night. There were some cool moments, but this kid defeated Isaac Ruelas via split decision, 28-29, 29-28, and then one of the judges scored at 30-26 for Weems. That was a horrible score. It was wrong. I'm not going to call the judge out because nobody knows who this person really is anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I will say that's a horrible score. When two judges have a 29-28 and one judge has a 30-26, it tells you that the judge that has a 30-26, while they got the winner right, the score was so lopsided by it. It was almost like they just mailed it in, just said, all right, I'm just going to go 30-26. There was no 10-8 round in that fight at all whatsoever. Horrible. So that sucks. A guy named King Bao, Joel Bauman, who trains out of Jackson Wink, he fought on the card, took on Brandon Boss Hog Johnson and knocked him out in round one at 3 minutes. It was crazy to watch that fight. Joel Bauman came in, and the commentators in the walkout as they were getting ready to do this fight said, they don't know if he's the real deal or if he's just arrogant and cocky. Well, I think he's the real deal. The guy can talk for days. He's an interviewer's dream. You drop one question and he'll speak for 15 minutes. You don't have to say anything. You just sit back, blaze up, have a good time, call your wife, call your kids, and he'll still be talking. And he's not just talking. He's telling you interesting things. He's taking over the world of entertainment. He's taking over music. He's taking over business. He's taking over everything. He's going to be a UFC champion. You better fight him now, according to him, or you're going to miss the opportunity to fight one of the greatest in the world. He even told me he's going to be the guy to take out Israel Adesanya. I got that on video. So, if he gets there and he does it, I'm going to be like, oh my God. Wesley Golden and Javanis Ross took on one another. This was a strange fight for me to have booked. Javanis Ross last fought at Island Fights as a featherweight. He fought at 205 pounds, so he's fighting at light heavyweight, almost a heavyweight. Wesley Golden came in a little bit less. They fought. Wesley Golden got the win via armbar, number 11 in his career. His record's upside down. I think it's 11-19 now. But this is a kid you gotta love, man. He just keeps fighting, and he's going. I have a feeling one day he'll balance that record out to at least 500 before he quits fighting. He's a gritty dude. He's been put in there with some tough guys, some guys that have moved on to the UFC. I mean, he's really been given tough fights all along the way. And, win or lose, you call Wesley up. If he ain't got shit going on, Wesley come fight for you. And you got to respect that. He's a brand new daddy. He's got a son named Phoenix, him and his wife, Lisa. Much love to them. They're good people. Then in our co-main event, Cliff Wright Jr., the Goblin. I'm going to have to start calling him Mr. Short Notice because this guy, it seems whenever a promoter has an opening because something happened, an injury, COVID, whatever, you call Cliff Wright, he's coming to fight. So he stepped in with Brock Weaver, who this was, by the way, the 5th opponent that was booked against Brock. I don't know why they all disappeared. I know, somebody said they had injuries. Somebody said they just didn't want to fight Brock. If I want to make a name for myself, I'm fighting Brock Weaver. He was in the UFC, had one of the most memorable moments ever on the Contender Series in his speech to Dana White before he got the contract. He went 1-2 in the Octagon. He didn't have his best showing, but he's getting better every day. So he comes into the fight, Cliff Wright, finishes him in round 2 via TKO due to strikes. Brock came out there, he was on fire. He was really built for it, and again, he had another epic post-fight speech. If you didn't see this event, you can go to the BKTV app, www.bktvapp.com. If you're already a member, you've already got it, just go watch it, period. If you don't have it, get it. That's also where you can watch BKFC 18 this weekend. Is it 18? Is it 19? I don't even know anymore. But 4 title fights on that card, a heavyweight title fight, lightweight title fight. It's crazy, insane. It's fun. It's going to be a great card this weekend in Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock Seminole, the one with the big super giant guitar. That's the building. The whole building is a fucking guitar. And you can sleep in the guitar. You can sleep in different parts of the guitar, but there's rooms everywhere. It's fucking bonkers. Fucking ape shit nuts. I fucking love it. I see my guest is in the green room waiting for me to bring her on here. We're going to get her here in just a minute. Then in the main event at Gamebred FC1, Jason the Kid Knight takes on Felony Charles Bennett. Everybody thought this was going to be a walk in the park for Jason Knight. But he found out, just like so many do that step in there in a cage or a ring with Felony Charles Bennett, that he's not the easy out that so many people think he is. Round 1 starts, and the fight went 2 minutes and 4 seconds. These guys came out there to fight. And Felony clipped him and dropped him to a knee, fucked his nose up, cut him, bled him. Jason Knight did hold on and, got to his back, took it, sunk in the rear naked choke at 2:04 of round number 1. It was awesome. It was a great fight for both guys. But the cool thing was this was really interesting to watch bare knuckle MMA. And Gamebred Masvidal had a great time. He enjoyed the show. He wants to go right back to Mississippi. That's how much fun he had. I asked him post-fight what his thoughts were. He felt, that the fight went just the way he wanted. He wanted to see these guys do this. Some moments were made. Like I said, Josh Weems and Ruel's the moment I was trying to talk about. And Josh Weems threw a spinning kick, right, in one direction, and then flipped around the other direction and fucking threw it was trying to be a spinning back fist, but caught this kid with the elbow. So it happened so bang, bang, and he put Ruelos on his ass. No doubt about it, that was the moment of the night. That was so fucking dope. I mean, people are fucking blowing up about it. But anyway, speaking of Gamebred Fighting Championship, and I told you we made some history, and this person made history. She double dipped in the history books because she was part of the first ever bare knuckle MMA fight between 2 females, and she got her first professional victory, submitting Monica Medina via rear naked choke. That, like I said, was slick, man. I think she was using yoga and her voodoo powers. I don't know, but she here right now. We're going to welcome her in for the very first time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to have on this awesome fighter. Please welcome the oh so gritty, oh so awesome, the one and only Danielle Wynn. What's up, girl?
What's up, dude? How are you?
Oh, same shit, smaller shovel. How are you?
I'm pretty good, actually. I'm so stoked.
I bet you are. Pimping her Team Lima shirt. Douglas Lima and Diego Lima. They run the school up in Georgia. She's part of Team Lima. I am so bummed about Diego's fight this week, and Douglas is a couple weeks back, man. I love those guys. They are such good human beings. I don't care if they win or lose fights, but man, when you love somebody like the way I love those guys because they're so awesome at what they do and they share their knowledge of wealth with everybody. Their wealth of knowledge, I should say. I said that backwards. With everybody, and they do everything they can to make their fighters, their students that are fighters, make them better every single day. And that's why I was so sad to see them both take an L. An interesting tidbit, did you know that Matt Brown, according to my buddy Forrest, Matt Brown's the only guy to finish both Lima brothers?
Oof.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, that's really strange.
Yeah, like
really...
what the fuck,
It's like, damn. Kryptonite.
Yeah, I know it's not something you really want to like hear and enjoy because it's your coaches and your fan, but it's still an interesting tidbit of MMA history that that's a trivia question one day, So, that's just knowledge. I like to throw a little knowledge out there. It gets passed to me. I pass it out to others.
Well, I talked to Diego afterward. He's in good spirits, and he understands this is a fight game. It's just the way it can go sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I know he's in good spirits. I know Douglas is in good spirits too, man. These guys, they've been to the top of the mountains. They've fought for titles. They've done this. They've done that. It's not like neither of them have experienced loss before. So, and what's funny? They've lost fights before.
Yeah.
And that's part of the knowledge that they can share. Nobody talks about that. They always talk about winning and this and that, but they could probably tell you. I mean, before this fight, you hadn't won a professional fight yet.
Yeah.
So and loss sucks. But those guys, you could go up to them and say, "Listen, no, we don't talk about it, but how do you deal with the loss? Especially if you have a back-to-back loss, what do you do to keep yourself motivated and focused? And they could tell you that, because they've been down that road. They're professionals. They understand that losing is part of it. So did you ever ask anybody about that stuff? Those guys or anybody else that that has dealt with loss in a fight? You ever talk to people about it, or you just kind of held it inside, saying, "I'm gonna fucking get a goddamn win, motherfucker"? Yeah.
Yeah, the second one. That's more I'm not. I don't go I'm not a very I don't talk about sad things. People. I don't know. It's not my thing. I like to talk about happy things and good things and fun things, exciting things.
Exciting things
exciting.
Yeah, no, loss isn't exciting at all for the person that loses. For the person that wins, all right, loss over on the other side, good for them. But the losing is part of the sport. Maybe people should talk about it some more. I mean, even though you don't like to talk to other people, because I think you learn. If you ask Douglas or Diego, how did you deal with that loss? How do you deal with losing, at such a high level and come back the next fight and go fucking ape shit and beat somebody? I bet you there's people out there that would be willing to talk about it. Maybe you don't want to, but I'm just saying it's an interesting thing to me, because everybody always talks about winning, but losing is just as much a part of it as winning.
That's
so
true.
I think it's something maybe people should talk about. That's just me. But anyway, let's talk about some cool shit. Let's talk about you winning a fucking fight, girl. First of all, I'm glad that you came out to fucking Game Bread.
Me
I'm
too.
glad that they brought you in, to give you an opportunity at making history. Win or lose, you were history. I mean, you're already in the history books as the first ever. Nobody can ever do that. But then my girl, she said, "I'm going to double dip. I'm going to go out and get me a fucking win." And she did. Win wins. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, gosh. Terrible fun.
It's just, I don't know. So, first of all, when you got the call for this, let's back up a little bit. I get excited. I go on rants. So, you get the call to come do this fight, bare knuckle MMA. What was your first thought? Did you go, "All right, I'm fucking all in," or were you like, "Let me call you back tomorrow. I got to think about this for a minute"?
Actually, the first time I got the call, I had another fight planned or scheduled. So I was like, yeah, I got another fight. And Dean was like, okay. And we just kind of dropped it. Then after that fight, he hit me up again. And he said, we still have that spot with the Game Bread FC open. Big opportunity. Jason Knight and Charles Bender are going to fight main event. And he just fluffed it all up. And then, of course, he had to mention Jorge. And I was like, give me an hour. Give me an hour. And I started calling Diego and the coaches and like, hey, I have this amazing opportunity. We'd be the first ever female, a sanctioned female bare knuckle MMA fight. It'd be for Gamer, it'd be for Jorge's promotion. It'd be bare knuckle. And they're like, you sure? You sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I have to do this. My heart of hearts, we have to do this. I have to do this. And they're like, all right, fine, so I'm gonna go with you, and there you go. And they let me do it. Yeah, and it paid off apparently.
It sure did. What was it like when you showed up in town and you're at the weigh-in and you get to meet Jorge? How cool was that for you?
Oh, that was surreal. That was really cool. It was. I was like, I watched this guy fight. Like, I like Nate. I really love Nate too, and of course I watched their fight, and he beat Nate, obviously.
Yes, he did.
but yeah, it's just like it's so cool to see somebody like that just in front of my face right now that I usually see, through a television, miles and miles and miles away. So that was really awesome.
Yeah. And so here he is. He's standing there. You're matching up, facing up with the girl who I think this woman has the best nickname in fucking MMA. Monica Phenomena Mom Medina. Yeah. Phenomena Mom. When she told me that, I was like, man, I hope I don't fuck it up and on it. But she's a mom. She's 36 years old. She did not look 36 years old.
No, not at all.
And she got 3 kids. Like one's 18 or something. Like, god damn, girl.
Never would have guessed.
Crazy. And she was a tough, gritty lady. And I loved the matchup. I did a little research on you and her before the fight. Right. And I was like, this is actually an interesting matchup. It's good for both of them. They both, have certain things that they'll probably do better than the other one. But overall, I felt it was a really even matchup. And, then here comes Danielle Wynn and her jiu-jitsu. And she went to work. Take us through, the what you laughing at, girl.
Everyone always laughs at my jiu-jitsu. It was like I actually won with a first round submission. I was like, Danielle doesn't jits. Danielle jits-who?
You girl, you jits. You just showed us. You jits.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't jits as much as you should, but you jits.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's probably something, in your next fight. Jits, girl. Jits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you looked good. You were on the ground with this girl, and she's not, some, slouch on the ground.
No, not at all.
And you just, you were working. I watched the whole transition. I'm watching this girl, and I'm like, oh, some boom. I'm watching as it's coming up. I'm going, she's gonna choke this girl out. She's gonna choke this girl out. And I saw it happening right in front of my eyes, and then boom, choked her out right in front of Jorge.
Actually, the weird part was I was going for the Kesikatami for the Americana, I guess the one, I don't know, up, down, whatever. But I was going for that, but she wasn't letting me get that. Like her arm was just not letting me do it. And I was like, okay. So I just sat my hips back and then I just started punching her. And then she just started moving. And I saw the ref looking. So I was like, okay, let me keep punching. And then I got into that seated sort of position that where your legs are kind of up. And her neck just came up. And I was like, oh, is this really happening? It was just like it was just like light just shined down on it, and I just saw it. I was like, really? Okay.
The angel's going, oh.
I was actually thinking, I didn't want to make the sound. But yeah, I was actually thinking that, yeah.
I'll do it for you. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you.
Oh,
and
I got you, girl.
For it. I just went for it. I just went for it. And there it was.
See, I would have told that whole story differently. I would have went, man, it's exactly what I was going to get. I went in there looking for that choke. I would have left all the other stuff out.
I really wanted the other one though.
And I'm just teasing. I'm glad that you tell the whole story that you were actually looking for something else, but you did what a smart fighter does. An opportunity presented itself, like a neck going, hey, and you said, all right, I'll take that shit. I mean, why not? I mean, you throw it out there at me, I'm gonna take it.
Exactly, yeah. And it was just so streamlined and so simple. Like I've practiced that so many times. It just felt so natural to me doing that, and I guess I just felt it more than I felt the other one at that moment. And I said, all right, well, we're gonna go for it. I didn't realize Jorge was right behind me though. Like I had no clue that one.
No, that just was a bonus, right behind her. Hey, turn around. Oh shit, it's Murphy. No, Murphy just choked this girl out. What the fuck? What just happened?
Oh yeah, oh my god, I knew it. I couldn't remember that night.
You were so emotional when I announced your name as the winner, you know, and
I
I made sure, huh?
And I already knew you were going to announce it.
Yeah, and I wanted to make sure that I let everybody know that that was your first professional win. That's an important part of the history about all of this and your history, your story. I mean, you know, it sucked being 0-3. It does,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, it sucks being 0-1. It sucks being 0-2. It sucks being 1-2. You always want your wins to be more than the losses.
Exactly.
So, you know, you still got some work to do to get there, but getting that first one, you know, you get the proverbial monkey off your back, you know, it's gone. I was like, bye, bitch. Now it's time for Danielle Wynn to win.
Exactly.
And win and win and win.
And win some more. There's an infinity sign after that.
Let's get you 3 in a row, get you 4-3, and then we'll go about, you know, the next 8 or 9. But we got to get you over that hump first. So, you know, if you need a win, you can fight me. I'll tap out quick because I don't like to get fucked up. So I'm just gonna,
catch weight.
Catch weight. Well, no, girl, you better put on some weight, girl. I'm chunky. So and I'm not cutting. So
no, you have to though. It's part of the game.
I'll take a dump in the morning before I get on the scale. That's going to be the extent of my weight cut. That's it. I don't cut weight, man. Yeah, just so you know, you still beat me up. It's okay, man.
I don't think the commission would let it go, though. That's the problem.
Oh, we can get it sanctioned in Mississippi. I have no problem with that.
Oh, then I'm down.
All right, cool. We're in. All right. So bare knuckle, what was that like? I mean, you know, cracking somebody in the face with your bare knuckle, getting hit with the bare knuckle. What was that all about? How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, that was the part that I was most apprehensive about. I was like, oh, really hit with a bare knuckle? You know, it can't be that much different, right? This is me convincing myself, of course, that it's going to be fine.
It's no big difference.
It's the same. It's the exact same.
Same shit.
Yeah, but fortunately, I don't know. I didn't get hit. She got that one really good knee, and that made me like cringe.
But that's normal MMA, so.
Yeah, I expected that when I created that space. Like
She didn't crack you once with a fist? I thought I saw her get you once. Not like overly hard. I just thought I'll have to go back and watch the fight because I thought she got you like once.
She got me with a short elbow.
Well, yeah, but that's exposed anyway in MMA. It's the knuckle thing. How did it feel for you? How did your hands feel when you cracked her head? You know, you're up on top of her, you're punching her, you know, knuckle to body. I mean, that's it. What did it feel like for you?
That was different because actually I started smacking her because I hurt my hand a little bit, so I just started smacking. And then I was like, this is not going to do anything really. And then once I got to that side position, I just started okay, forget it. I'm going to finish this. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'll figure out my hands later. You know, if I finish it quickly, I don't have to worry about going to the next round and my hands hurt even more because I need my hands. That was my biggest thing about the bare knuckle was the hands. Like I you know, faces, you know, I can still function with that, but I need my hands.
You need your hands to work.
Right. You know, to do really anything.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that just live life, but work, you know, I mean, fight. You can't, without these, you got shit. So you're cracking her, you open hand slapped her. I'm pretty sure open hand slapped are allowed in MMA, if I'm correct.
Yeah, nobody does it though.
so you know what? But here's a marketing thing for you. You know, we'll make it famous. You know, when you start fighting girls, every girl you fight from here on out, at some point you get on ground and you just crack them, come with the open hand slap them. And, you know, when the first time you're doing a post-fight interview and somebody asks you what that is, that's called the Wynn bitch slap. That's what I do. Listen to me. I know it sounds silly. We're laughing about it, but fucking little things like that, you know, if you become known for something like that, you know, it's a little fucking, you know, branding thing, you know, fucking the Wynn bitch. Wynn bitch slap, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, I mean, fuck it, you know, find little things like that and use that to brand yourself. You know, if you got something special you do, highlight that shit, talk about it, be about it, and then slap a bitch, you know.
Yeah, I could like that because I really did that because my hands started to hurt a little bit. I was like,
nobody does it. You're right, and it's legal, and you don't see anybody doing it. And to me, there's so much. I know I'm a fighter. I'm in a fight. I know I'm in a fight. And you can punch me in the face, but if you open hand slap me, boy, that's a line fucking you can't cross. Now I'm mad. But here's the thing: sometimes when fighters fight mad, They overcommit to this. They undercommit. They miss shit. So if you can get in their head, like, you open bitch slap somebody, pow, and then fucking look at them too after you do it, like, get one of those, their head's going to start spinning. And that point right there, when you spin their head, you won the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're going to fucking your game plan is to spin their head and then fucking, take over both mentally and physically. And that's the moment where you do it. And I think it's such a cool thing if you can really do it. You can tell bitches you're going to do it and still do it. Like
yeah,
Ronda would tell people, I'm going to fucking I'm going to grab your arm, judo throw you, and take your arm. She did it to everybody.
And nobody can stop.
Right. So the Wynn bitch slap is fucking something that you're going to make unstoppable. First you crack them, then you break their brain, and then you fucking finish them off.
Next, sounds like a good game plan to me.
All right, man, we're going to work on this, and we're going to fucking make T-shirts and fucking hats and shit. We'll make fucking with a big old hand. With some like Powerpuff looking girl getting her head cracked with spit.
And then you'd be my face floating up top. just my head floating up there, just looking down. and with the hand.
I'm going to tell you right now, and your whole life of fighting, this will probably be the most fun interview you're ever going to do because I'm a goofball. And I don't try to follow like, so tell us about that transition. It's not me to be all stiff and, ask all the traditional questions. Some are traditional, like how to feel to win and all that stuff. You got to ask that. But where else are you going to hear about fucking, we've already got logos in our head for fucking your bitch slap that isn't even a thing yet. But we just moving on. We just making things pop. That's what we do.
Yep, exactly. Just talk about all the good stuff.
Smoke a little ganja, fucking have a good time on the show. That's what we do. So one of my viewers, Forrest Daniels, he wants to know, I'll put the question up on the screen. Can you see it?
What got me into fighting?
That's correct.
Actually, I started to work out because I was just wanting to stay in shape. So I had a friend who was a kickboxer. She said it was great to stay in shape and a good way to work out. Didn't have to do it very often. I could just literally once or twice a week for an hour and bada boom, bada bing, have a great body, have that summer body. And she was right. But I really enjoyed it then. And I kept going more. And when I started boxing, I kept doing more and more and more. And then I decided I wanted to get into boxing, but I couldn't find any boxing matches for my weight class because it would be like, 130. And there's just, like I said before, people don't want to see small women box for whatever reason. But
haters.
So then I found a jiu-jitsu place that, lo and behold, had some pretty good accomplishments for their time. I mean, it was, 10, 15 years ago, but still some good accomplishments for their time. I was like, all right, let's do it. Signed up, and I never looked back ever since. Told them I wanted to fight. They said, okay. So 2 years later, I got into my first, I got into a Muay Thai tournament. And I had 2 fights in one day. And that was interesting. I have won by head kick knockout for my second second Muay Thai fight.
That's fucking dope, girl.
Yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, I just got into just to stay in shape. And then I just kept rolling from there. And I just love it.
And so you've been doing this for a long time.
Since
as far as training.
Training since 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Not too terribly. I started from like nothing.
Yeah, 5 years later, you're fighting in front of Game Bread.
I know, right? That's insane. And I finished in 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yep. You won. It says a lot about who you are because some people they go 0-2. Here's a good example, and somebody you can that can relate to what your struggle was getting a win. Phil the Fresh Prince Rowe fights in the UFC.
Right. Yeah.
He had his first fight and didn't go his way. But when he started his journey, he was 0-2, and he came and fought at a promotion called House of Fame. I was the ring announcer. I met Phil, and as soon as I met Phil, I just felt that this guy's a winner. He was talking, he was all nervous. He was not, confident in anything. He was really, inside his head. And he, before the fight, I said, look, you're going to win. And he said, and because he said something about the UFC. He said, you're going to win this fight and you are going to make it to the UFC. I fully believed it then. At 0-2, most people quit. 0-3, forget about it. Most people say, maybe this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Phil didn't quit. And then he went on like an 8-fight winning streak. Got a shot in the Contender Series, won his Contender Series fight, got signed to the UFC.
That's pretty amazing.
You were 0-3. Now you're 1-3. You could do the exact same thing, just go on a run. But I think what I learned about you going at 0-3 is that you're like Phil. You're not going to quit on yourself. That's the worst thing you could do. If you stopped tomorrow because you said, you know what, I got that win. I needed that win to feel good about myself, but maybe this isn't me. I can respect that. Not saying that you're going to do that, but I can respect it. But I can respect that attitude. You aren't going to stop till you got to win. Wesley Golden fought on this card. He just got his 11th win. He's 11-19. That fucker will take a fight every weekend. Don't care if he loses.
Wow.
It's about the fight. It's about the fight. It's about the willingness. It's about going out there and challenging yourself. That's what keeps him motivated. And I feel one day he'll balance his record out. He might not, go 30 and 25. He'll probably end up somewhere around 21 and maybe 22 and 22. I don't know. Depends on how much longer he wants to do this. But he can win fights. But he's had some tough matchups. So it told me about your character when you showed up there to take this fight. Win or lose, you had my respect before I ever saw you step into a cage because, like I said, most people at 0-3 are like, fuck, what am I doing? And Danielle said, I'm learning and I'm going to get that win. And you went out there and you were so confident when you walked in there. I felt the vibe off you. I knew, I think part of what charged you up when you made your way to the cage was when Monica made her way to the cage and the crowd blew up for her. I think you were just like, oh no, I'm doing this shit. But I think like that charged you up. Here you are in her home crowd, her home arena. And you put all that pressure on your shoulders and you didn't even like blink. You didn't flinch. You fucking said, all right, I'm here. I'm doing this. And you did it. Very happy for you. You saw it ahead of time and you just did it. It doesn't get any better.
I was way too far in. Once the cage once I was in there, there's no going back after that point. And once I heard like the crowd go for her, I was like, oh, we got to really get a finish now. That was in my head. We have to get a finish. Then what fueled it more though was that overhand she threw. I was like, oh my God, that was coming quick. That's a bare knuckle. Wait a minute.
Yeah, man.
Then we just went to the cage and she was actually the strongest 135 I've ever fought though. She's definitely the strongest that I've ever, because usually I'm really good against the cage and I can just easily turn people and just do what I want, but she made me have to do a little magic.
Well, maybe that's what you really needed. Maybe you needed somebody to fucking make you go, what the fuck, Like you're used to moving a girl, I can move you, even though you haven't had wins up until this one, I saw your fights. It's not like you were, completely outclassed in my opinion, it just wasn't your night. You had some good moments and the bad moments. It's, as you learn, if you take those moments that were not good for you because they, of a loss, and you take the moments in those fights and you look at them and you say, you know what, I got to fix this. I got to fix this. I got to fix this. Then it's a learning experience. And, I don't consider it a bad thing to take a loss as long as you really learn something and you change it. If you see it and you don't change it, well, then you're bound to repeat it. So,
it's a little...
If you stick your neck out, somebody grabs it. All right, you do that once. All right, but if you do it again, you're just fucking dumb. Don't stick your neck out. Not just you, anybody. It's like, oh,
that's true.
It's like walking around with your chin up. Hey, hit me. No, fucking don't do that.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Hey, here I am. You're unconscious. You're looking up, going, "What the fuck? Oh, that's a nice ceiling up there." What the fuck? I don't want to see the ceiling. I want you to see the ceiling. I want to look down and look at the floor and see you down there. That's my goal. So, looking up hurts my neck more. So looking down is easier. So that's my goal. Look down at you, sucker. What you doing down there? Oh, you knocked out. That's just me, or choked out, whatever you got to do. do you have a fight coming up? Has anybody talked to you about booking you right away? Is your hand too injured? You know, you said your hand started to hurt. Is there an injury there that you're gonna have to hold off on training and working out?
Actually, my hand hurts a little more than I thought it would. Because my right hand, my left hand's fine. I mean, I didn't do anything with it. But my right hand was one I was kind of just hitting. You know, I was kind of just doing that number with. And I think I hit her elbow, or the dome of her head, or something really hard. Because my hand swelled up and turned all kinds of weird colors. And I was at the gym today. Like, I actually got home earlier because I didn't do the second part of my routine. Because my hand just was like the pressure of the glove against my hand, the MMA glove against my hand was just, it didn't hurt, but it was just uncomfortable. And I felt like, if I want to get into another fight soon, I probably should, chill out.
Well, you should probably go get that hand looked at.
Well, it's fine. It's just like, it's just a little swollen still. The color is normal.
Check it out. It might not be fine.
The color is fine though. Like, it's not purple anymore.
Well, it doesn't mean it's not. Listen, I'm just being the devil's advocate here. You could have a broken knuckle or a fucking dislocated joint in there somewhere from cracking somebody. And if you don't know and you go into another fight and it's already injured, you know what I'm saying? You'll go in there at a disadvantage. As soon as you crack a girl, you're going to be already, your hand's not going to be able to punch.
Yeah. I'm going to give it, I'm going to not train for the rest of the week.
Don't be one of those people that don't go to the doctor, girl.
Well, the doctor said
when he
checked my hand out, he was like, okay, just give it like 2 weeks. And if it still hurts, then go get an x-ray. So I probably shouldn't have trained the past couple of days, but I got to stay in shape and I like training. I like having a beach body. It's summertime. We got to stay in shape.
You don't have to go punch people right now with that hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to punch them. Don't punch the bag.
No.
Don't punch anything right now with your right hand. It's definitely got something wrong. Use your left hand. Hey, this is a good time to work on your left, girl. Tie the right hand down here like they did in a Rocky movie, so you can't throw that hand and just throw your left.
Actually, I did that when I broke my arm. I tied my I just kind of glued my right hand to my head,
right,
and just left it there, and just jabbed.
Yeah, just work on that. Work on your jab, work on your left hook, work on your left uppercut. Develop that thing so then when you come back and you start working both hands again, it'll feel more natural. And then just boom, you'll be able to fucking switch stance on a girl like that, knock her out with the left or the right. I mean, just makes you a better fighter.
That's actually how I thought the fight was going to go. I actually anticipated more of a knockout than a submission. Like, I totally thought it would be, because it's bare knuckle. Like,
Yeah.
But
you didn't crack her enough in the head with your bare knuckle, and once you hurt your bare knuckle, you open slapped her. Yeah, so that was over. So that part was over. So at that point, you weren't going to knock her out because you were timid with your right hand, and rightfully so. It fucking hurt. I mean, you weren't confident with it, so you found another way to go to work and win, and that's what a smart fighter does.
She did good at blocking, though. She did really good at blocking. I hit that elbow one time. I was like, oh no, this is not fun.
Oh no, hitting an elbow, even if you had MMA gloves on, punching somebody hitting the elbow still fucking hurts. That little bit of panic. Yeah. But bare knuckle, no.
It like pierced me. I was like, oh no. Oh no. But I was like, oh, we can finish this. I saw the ref there and I was like, oh, we can finish. And then she just rolled over and I was like, okay, I'll take this too. This is fine. But,
it's almost like that moment you look over your coach. Coach, you see what this girl giving me right here? I gotta take it. All right. When you slip back over. It almost feels like when that moment presents itself, it almost feels like everything is in slow motion, and it's so easy to just fucking pop it out there.
It did. I just felt this just slowly just underneath and just lay back, grab my shoulder, and from there was what happened.
And then you cried in the middle of the ring. You got all emotional. You acted like such a girl. No.
I did.
Hey, listen, and it's okay. You earned that moment, babe. And I'll tell you what, even some of the guys acted like, girls when they get, so it's all right, man. Let it out. It's an emotional sport, and, physical, mentally. It's so consuming. So, yeah, cry if you want to. And if somebody got a problem with it, beat them up next. You know what I'm saying?
You sign that contract, and we'll go at it.
That's it. So, before we let you go, there's a couple things we got to do. The first one is I got to ask a couple questions. So, you're not afraid of a challenge, right?
No,
You'll take on almost any challenge out there?
pretty much.
Yeah? Are you sure?
I'm not. I would take on eating challenges, but yeah.
No, no eating challenge.
Okay.
But anything else, you'd be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got a challenge for you. Now, if you back out, man, you suck. So, first time guest on my show, and my next guest, he's sitting in the studio right now waiting for me to bring him in. I made him do it too, and he's a big old UFC heavyweight.
Yeah, I know Josh.
Huh? You know Josh.
Yeah.
So, first time guest on the show are asked to do something that might make them uncomfortable. Some of them have been cool with it. Some are a little uncomfortable. But it's all right because the fans like to see you a little sometimes uncomfortable, because it makes them see you as a human rather than just as an athlete and as a fighter. Makes you see him just another person. And that's why I started doing this. So you ready for the challenge?
I'm ready.
All right. First time guest on Cage Talk with Christopher James. We asked them to sing.
To sing?
Sing, girl. Sing!
Okay.
Yeah, sing a song. Any song you want.
Itsy spider crawled up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
Huh.
Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider crawled up the pipe again.
What?
I sing that when I'm grappling with people.
You sing that what?
I sing that when I grapple people.
Do you really?
I do, because it keeps me breathing, and I think to stay calm and not overdo it.
That's smart. It gives you something to focus on. Yeah, that's cool. That's like
Oh, I hum, yeah.
But she sang that shake, boy. She didn't even hesitate. She said, "Itsy bitsy spider down the water spout." We got to put a beat behind that and just fucking drop it.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Spotify. Just we'll do something silly like that.
That'd be fun. That was fun.
Well, that was awesome. Listen, I am so excited to talk to you today. I'm so proud of you for sticking to it and showing your true character as a human being and as an athlete and not quitting on yourself. People that have done that have always told me that's the worst thing they've ever done in their life was quit on themselves. And, you try to go through life with no regrets, but that's something I think you can't not regret. So the fact that you persevered and say, you know what, I'm going to take a tough fight, even though it's going to be kind of high profile. It's in front of Masvidal. It's the first time bare knuckle MMA. There's history. There's going to be a lot of eyes on us. I'm doing this shit anyway. And then you went out and did it, and you did the damn thing. You got yourself a win. Like I said, win-wins. I mean, that's just, that's cool. Maybe we should have shirts made for that too. I mean, fucking hey, hashtag win-wins.
Danielle born to win.
Oh, what? Now we vibing. All right, I'm digging it. Well, listen, before you go, you want to shout out any sponsors or people, coaches, teams, all that stuff,
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely want to thank the Lima brothers, Douglas and Diego, for letting us do this. Cesar, my cornerman that came along. Definitely Barber Orthopedics, who keeps my joints and stuff going perfectly nice and beautifully. My parents, of course, and definitely my training partners, especially the ones that let me go really hard on them. And, they just let me just kind of do my thing, and they do their thing, but I'm really doing my thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Run shit, girl. Make it your way. I like it. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure to chat with you tonight. I love seeing the big happy smile. You're still feeling that moment of victory, and you earned it, girl. So happy that you took that fight. I'm sure Dean Toole and Malky and all those guys are happy that you were there and put on a show the way you did. Hopefully, I'll be back there again. Hopefully you'll be back there again.
Yeah, as long as they call me back. Dean,
we'll do this all over again.
Call me back, Dean.
Yeah, Dean, call her back, Dean. She wants to go again. Call her back. He probably will. You showed up for him before, and you showed up for him that night, and then you showed up and showed out. Got your 5K crypto. I mean, you're living life. Do that thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, darling. You have a great night. Honored to have met you and announced your name regularly, and also as a winner. I love being part of people's history. And I felt your emotion came out on me, so it was awesome. Go on, girl.
Well, thank you.
You have a great night.
You have a good
the little
night,
tiger there. Is that a tiger?
Oh yeah, my little tiger.
I don't really like cats, but I like tigers. Isn't that weird?
That's very strange.
It's very strange. But anyway, I'm very strange, so it's all right. Fits
I noticed.
me.
No.
No, it's okay. If you didn't notice, I'd be fucking bummed out. I'd be like, she didn't say I was strange. No. Listen, have a great night. Next time you see the Lima boys, tell them Christopher James says hello. I love them both. And we'll talk again soon. God bless you, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Good deal. Thank you. See you guys later.
Peace. All right. Bye-bye. And boys and girls coming in right now. He's coming in hot. I think he's sleeping at his desk. I don't know. Oh, he's awake. All right, there he is. I thought he was napping out on us, man. UFC heavyweight, one of my favorite guys to talk to because he's just so much fun. It's funny sometimes. I talk to guys on the show and they're so like just chill. Like him. He's a big fun teddy bear. But then I have to go in there and commit violence. To put food on the table. And sometimes I go, he's not that mean, but he is. When fight night comes. I'd like to welcome to the show again, boys and girls. Say hello to Josh Parisian. Josh, how are you, brother?
Good. I wasn't sleeping. I was ordering underwear.
Love it. What kind of underwear?
I don't know. I was seeing what Amazon had.
All right. I got to jump off the deck. I'm going to go grab a pair of underwear. I want to show you these things. So I'm going to unplug my headphone for a second. Stand by.
Oh, no. All right.
No. This is legit. I got these at the Game Bred Fighting Championship thing I announced over the weekend. That's just legit stuff. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm back. So, there's a company out there called Sheath, and they were giving all the fighters underwear to wear at the weigh-ins. If you wore the underwear and you Instagrammed or Twittered it out that you were wearing their underwear with a picture, they were paying the fighters like $200 or $250. So, but then they started telling me about Sheath, and I'm like, what the fuck are these things? So now, this is a pair of Sheath underwear. Let me move this microphone over a little bit. So this is Sheath underwear. Looks normal, right? Just, not boxers, but like boxer brief, right?
Yeah.
But then inside is when the fun begins because I'm going to have to,
I bet it does.
One of my people out there that's watching this, make sure you clip this part of the show because I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to take Sheath in it, see if they'll send me $250, even though I'm not wearing the things, but we talking about them. So front pouch looks normal right there. You just put your fucking junk in there. Well, the magic is on the inside. Check this out. So when I started asking them about Sheath, this is what it is. Now, that looks a little weird, doesn't it, Josh?
Not at all. It looks like a little sleeping bag for your junk.
Well, that's the thing right here, dude. The cojones sit in their own little private pouch, and the wiener goes in this little hole.
Wow.
Now, yeah, it's kind of a girthy hole if you look at it.
It really is, honestly.
I mean, I haven't tried them on yet, but I'm guessing I'm going to fill it up. I might stretch that fucker out a little bit. But anyway, we were talking about this, and a couple of the guys that were wearing were telling me that it's such a good feeling. And one of the guys, Christian G, who's the promoter for Empire Fighting Champions, he goes, well, here's the thing. He goes, let's say your balls get wet. This is good for the ladies because the balls can be wet, but the dick is still dry. And I was like, this is fucking genius. So what I'm telling you is I'm not going to try them on the air because, my junk might actually pop out. But I'm going to try this on later. I just got them out of the box. And it's funny that you were underwear shopping. Like, guys, that wasn't even scripted. That was just like weird. So, but Sheath underwear, dude, you should check those out and then give us your review because, you're a UFC athlete. Maybe they'll fucking, you wear them. Maybe you get a sponsorship deal out of it. I mean, they're paying guys $200 just to wear them right away and then tag their social media. I'm guessing, with your stage, platform being the UFC, you might make a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I'll hit them up. I definitely need some underwear, and I like the boxer brief.
Boxer brief. It's got a sack for your nuts, and it's got a fucking a hideaway for your fucking your wiener. I mean, it's like it's fucking awesome.
A sack
Sheath
for my
underwear. Check them out, boys and girls. This is an unpaid fucking commercial I'm doing for them, hoping to get paid on the back end. So anyway, my friend, brother, you're looking a little better than you did the other night.
Yeah, I heal quick. I'm like Wolverine.
I am Wolverine.
Oh, there's already a Wolverine. Okay.
Yeah, no, like where my finger is on my thing, all the way down this side of my head. When I was like 8, I got hit in the head with a bat at a family picnic playing softball. My head was literally split open like that, fucking that wide. By the time we got to the hospital, which was 20 minutes, and they started to put the stitches in, it went from needing like, fucking about 128 stitches, they originally said, to me getting right here in my eyebrow.
Wow.
7 stitches. That's all I got. And 2 days later, the stitches came out because it closed off. I am Wolverine. It's a true story. I'm not even lying. I wish I was lying, but fuck it, it's just weird. My mom says I have magic blood. I don't know, but that's a true story. Like people go, wow. I go, yeah. See, they stole that Wolverine idea from my stay in the hospital in 1978. What the fuck?
You should sue. Yeah,
I should. I mean,
you're entitled to some money.
I am. Somebody owes me some cash, man. Got milk? That was mine too. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
So, you go out there, you have a fight the other night. Excuse me. I love talking with you guys that I can just, shoot the shit, just be goofy with. But you go out the other night, you have a fight. You take on Rogue Martinez or Roque Martinez. And, that was a tough fight, dude, for both of you guys, man. You got the win. Split decision win, which is got to be the most nerve-wracking moment for a fighter standing there when they go, 28-29 Parisian, 28-29 Martinez, and 28-29 for your winner by split decision. And I hold it out longer than Buffer. Like, wait a minute. I'll be like,
stay tuned after the break.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like what they do on like American Idol. We'll be right back. I wish I could do that, dude. That would be so fucking funny. But as a ring announcer, I try to hold that moment out as long as I possibly can. Just that drama, and then when you do pop it, especially if it's a hometown guy, it's a good feel. It's a good rush, man. You like to get the crowd amped up, so I like to hold it out. But and I don't mean to do it for the fighter to have more anxiety. I never thought about the anxiety of the fighter when I'm holding out. I think of the crowd and they're just fucking waiting for it. They're just salivating and they want to explode. But now I got
everybody that'll listen that you're an asshole. So I tell everybody that'll listen that you're an asshole. I already knew.
Thank you. I resemble that remark. I'm going to tell Sheath not to give you any money. No. But seriously, man, you're standing there. I want to go to the decision part first, and then we'll go back into the fight. But so you're standing there. They announced one for him, one for you, and you're sitting there going, did I do enough? I mean, is that all running in your head, or are you just waiting to hear a number at that point? Are you feeling confident there that you were going to get it?
No, I wasn't confident. I wasn't sure at all. Actually, I thought maybe he won just because of the fact that he had more cage control than me and he landed more shots. I guess I didn't know what weight they would put on more shots versus significant shots. You know what I mean? And I was grateful and fortunate that they weighed more heavy on significant strikes landed. So.
Yeah, because I mean, be looking at the numbers, which I have here. Round 2 significant strikes, 28 of 44 you landed against 9 of 18. But overall strikes in that round, he landed 82 out of 99, and you landed 37 of 54. In round 3, 79 of 105 landed, total strikes, not significant, against 28 of you, but 22 of those strikes you landed were significant strikes. And then in round 1, he landed 84 out of 105, and you landed 35 out of 68. Again, your significant strike percentage was much higher, 29 out of 59. But, total strikes, what was the total strikes? 100 for you, 245 for him. You scored a takedown. Control time, you actually had 4 seconds more total in the fight. But, when you look at the numbers, like if you don't watch the fight, and you just look those numbers up, people would go, how did Parisian get the win based on just the volume?
Yeah.
But they really, and I like the fact that fight ended up, the weight of the fight was put on the significant strikes, because that's the number one criteria they look for. So the fact that that's the one that won you the fight, because that's clearly what won you the fight. with the takedown, and, control time, you had 4 seconds more. So it's not like you had a big dominant, difference there. You did get one takedown. He didn't get any. But the significant strike is the most important factor in scoring, according to, what you're told as a judge to look for. And they got it right. 2 of the rounds definitely, were yours. I mean, it's round 2, huge difference in significant strikes. But if I'm you, I'm thinking because he landed so many punches, obviously you knew because you're the one on the end of him, punches and kicks. I probably would have felt the same way. Like, I don't think I won this one, and then when they announced I did, I'd be like, fuck yeah. But
Yeah.
woo!
Yeah. And when I went back and watched the fight, I definitely felt like I won the second and third round. So I felt more confident after watching it than I did right after. You know what I mean? And a lot of those shots that he landed were like to my thigh, like some of these over the head. They just, weren't much of anything, but just trying to score points on me.
Where would you consider him as far as toughness of an opponent? Based on everybody else you fought, is he, top 5 of guys you fought, lower 5 of guys you fought, number 1, number 2?
Definitely top 5, top 3. He's a very tough guy, honestly. And I don't know if you saw the picture, but I split him under his chin with the snap.
Yeah, I saw that shit, dude. And then it got blocked on Facebook for being graphically violent.
Yeah.
You have to hit that thing. Oh,
Yeah.
It's okay. I want to see it. Click.
Yeah, and it didn't just split the skin. It went through the fat all the way
I know,
in.
dude. The beard kept it hidden. Dude, that was a big fucking cut.
Yeah, that was when I landed it, I knew it was hard, but it didn't phase him at all. He just kept coming forward, and I was trying to knock him out, and I was just I'm glad that I didn't get what's the word I'm looking for, like demoralized maybe about the fact that I couldn't knock him out.
Right, I was just going to ask you about that. The frustration, you're hitting this guy with everything, and he's like coming forward like a Terminator. You're like, what the fuck, bro? What do I got to do?
Yeah, and then I looked after the fact, and I realized he's never been knocked out in his entire career.
So makes you feel a little better post fight, right?
I was like, oh, okay, this dude just doesn't get knocked out.
So maybe in your next fight, whoever they book you again, look it up so you'll know going in. All right, this fucker's never been knocked out. If I do it, I'm the first. But if I don't do it, no big deal. Nobody else could either, Because maybe that'll take a little of that, why you can't knock him out. Well, 20 guys before you tried, 20 guys failed. They might have beat him, but nobody knocked him out.
Yeah.
So there you go. We just fixed a quick hole in the game. That's what I'm here for, dude. I fucking find things, and I pick up on them, and we move them, and we get them, and we change them, and we move forward.
Perfect.
So from now on, every opponent you fight, just look up. Has this fucker ever been knocked the fuck out?
I'm 100% going to now.
You should. I mean, all joking aside, it's a smart thing to know because you said you wanted to knock him out. So the fact that, and you probably had a split second of a moment going, fuck, why can't I knock him out? But you just kept fighting. But I'm sure it's on your brain. You want to knock somebody out, and you're wondering, you're a big dude. You hit hard. You were hitting him on point where he should have gotten knocked out. Yet this fucker's standing there looking at you going, hit me again. I mean, like, what the fuck? I'd be frustrated. I'd be like, what the fuck? But if I knew going in that he'd never been knocked out, maybe by a bigger puncher, that's what I would look for. If there's a big puncher out there, bigger puncher than myself, and that fool didn't knock him out, I ain't going to worry if I don't. I'm just going to go out there and fight the fight and hopefully, get the nod on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't remember, and I should have looked your stat up before. Was this like the first split decision for you, or have you ever gone to a split before?
I don't think I've ever went to a split. Nope. You're right. This is my first one, actually.
That's what I thought. I couldn't remember though, and I was like, "Fuck, I forgot to look that back up." Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But that's it's part of the fight game, So you got it out of the way early, I mean, you're still early in your career, so you got it out of the way. Now that's done and over with. Different feeling standing there though, like we were talking about, right? You're like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
That's not fun.
Definitely.
Your face was really gunked up, dude. I mean, the fight poster I did for the show for this week, I had to use that picture, dude, because that just showed you were in a fucking fight,
Oh.
And woo, yeah. But like I said, you're a good dude. You know what fighting is. You're going to take some punches. You're going to get messed up once in a while. When you come home and you're all, and the kid sees you, Does she go, ugh?
Actually, her and my girlfriend went to Seattle to see her sister, Eva's aunt.
I know, I saw it on Facebook.
And I did FaceTime, or what is it? Not FaceTime, whatever, the video chat. And then she was smiling and she didn't even care. And then they just got home about an hour and a half ago, and she's all happy. She doesn't even notice. So that's good.
Awesome. That's good because that's kind of scary to see your dad come home from work. Hey, hi kids. Yeah, no, it's all right. Daddy's all right.
Yeah.
Wow. Especially little girls. I think little girls would be affected by it more than a little boy. Not trying to be sexist to anybody. It just girls are a little more dainty at that age. Than a little boy. Little boys are still dainty and they get sad, but it's a different thing. But now somebody's gonna probably yell at me because I said that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, do you have any injuries that are going to keep you on the shelf, or are you ready to book into a fight again, or do you have a suspension?
My nose, I keep. Where is it? No, it's broke. It's broke on this side.
Ooh.
Something in there is broke, and then I just went and saw a dude today about it at the doctor's, and I had to go get another CT scan. And then there's something broken here. Like I have a hard time breathing through my nose.
Oh.
But if I pull this away, I can breathe. It's super weird. There's something floating in there.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm going to get that stuff fixed. And then I have to, something with where I kicked him in the face.
Yeah.
Something's really messed up in my foot. And I'm hoping when the swelling goes down, it'll be fine. But my toe was dislocated. And I thought it was broke. I went to the hospital and the doctor just pulled on the toe and then it popped right back in place. I was like, I thought it was broke. Yeah.
I just got the whole chills right through from head to toe.
But I was walking yesterday and I kind of rolled towards the pinky side instead of the big toe side, and then it dislocated again. There's like some sort of tension in there that popped it, and I had to pop it back into place. So I don't know what's going on in there. I was just gonna let the swelling go down and then get it checked out after that if there's still a problem.
Wow. So the toe dislocation, the stuff on the face up here. Hopefully that's all minor stuff. The broken nose. I like you said. Yeah, I went to some dude, had him look at it. I think most people go. I went to the doctor. I was good. I went to some dude, had him look at my shit. I like,
yeah. He's a doctor. He's like a legit nose throat doctor. Well, my septum is folded in there too. And I thought that's why I couldn't breathe. And he said, he's like, it's not really the septum. The septum's bent, but it's not that bad. It's a bone in here that's doing it. And then he had me pull it and I could breathe fine. I'm like, oh my God. So he said he might have to go in there and chip it. But depending on, he said he'll put a little slit in my nose and then chip it.
Oh, I know, dude. You don't even got to tell me. I know people have had that done, dude. That's why I'm cringing for you.
But he said he won't know what he has to do until I get the scan. So I guess we'll find out then.
I guess we'll find out then.
Yeah.
And if you go to they go to chip it, dude, you should fucking video it. Fucking put it out there, dude. I know it sounds disgusting. Like me, I won't be able to watch it, but other people will. If you're like, even if they keep you like partially awake during that, dude, and you get reactions, dude. I know it sounds totally stupid, dude, but those are the things that people watch. We're such a fucked up world. They want to see you getting your fucking nose chipped.
Well, apparently I'm going to be asleep for it. He said he's going to put me to sleep. I said, you can try. He didn't think it was that funny.
He didn't get it.
Yeah. No, he said he did. He's like, I'm going to do it a little more gentle than you're used to.
That's funny. I just noticed, dude, you got like vampire fangs.
Yeah, I got those canines, whatever they're called.
Yeah, you do, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like a built-in Halloween costume. You just draw on a little dark makeup, tell everybody you're fucking, a vampire. Fucking,
Yeah. I used to be able to do this thing where I could just show them. But
dude. Wow. I love that, dude. I never noticed that before. I was like, wait a minute, dude, he's starting to scare me right now. I'm thinking, like, did they just start popping out while we were talking to him, getting upset about talking about his injuries? Maybe I should shut the fuck up because he's going to vampire me through the fucking phone.
We're talking about, I'm like, it's getting too late. I got to go.
It's that time, you got to go before you turn, you don't want to turn on my camera. I get it. I understand. So if everything's okay, you just got another win. Are you still at the point where whoever they give you, or are you starting to feel like it's time to start looking at certain names and trying to figure out how to best ascend the rankings, or are you just kind of saying whatever fight they give me right now? That's what's supposed to happen.
Just being 1-1, a loss and a split decision. I don't think I really have the right to try to call anybody out or ask for anything. So I'll probably take what they give me, and hopefully I have a dominant performance, and then I might feel differently about what I feel like I'm entitled to.
Have you looked at load? Like, have you and your team, your management team, or your coaches look at the heavyweight rankings and seeing where you are and go, you know what? I need to get, through a guy like this guy here, maybe this guy here, maybe this guy here, and then maybe I can break into the top 15, or, have you started to look at stuff like that? Not saying you need to ask for it, just for your own peace of mind, kind of a roadmap, to follow for yourself.
I haven't done as much as I probably should. I just been, I guess, keeping an eye on what's in front of me. But that guy that fought, the other heavyweight that fought on the same card as me, that won, not an English dude. He beat what's his name? He was on the main card. He was co-main event, I think.
Sergey Spivak.
I think that would be a fight that I would win much easier than the fight that I just had. You know what I mean? Like,
really
watching that guy and his athleticism and his cardio, and I just felt I would love that fight. You know what I mean? But obviously, I'm not going to call it. He's ranked now. It's not a fight that I can have, but it would be a fight that I'd want.
You can go the exact opposite and just become, big fucking loudmouth asshole and just start calling out everybody. Just go, listen. I know that you guys are talking about Stipe and this guy, and you're talking about Francis and Derek Lewis and John Jones coming to heavyweight. Fuck all that. I'm Josh Parisian, and any one of them can come get some of this. And just really go off the wall where you shouldn't be talking. You should not be talking about any of those guys right now, right? You said that yourself. So fuck it, just go flip the script and go talk about all of them. Hey, fuck you, your mama, and fuck you. Just pick them out. Just fucking talk shit. Maybe, who knows, dude? Sometimes shit happens when you talk a big game.
Yeah, I thought about it, but and I think there's more money in being that way as well, especially.
As long as you can back it up.
Yeah, especially if you back it up. But I don't know. It's tough to be somebody that I'm not. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm sitting there thinking of you trying to cut a promo and go shithead on somebody and like get started out and you'd be like, you know what, man? Listen, I don't care how big and bad you think you are, Derek Lewis, man. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. And that's what would happen. My balls was hot too, bro. That's all I got to say, man. See ya. That would be because it's not your style.
I would say my balls is never hot, thanks to my new underwear sponsorship.
Sheath. Yeah. There you go. Oh, my dude. What a fucking campaign. My balls was never hot because I had on my Sheath underwear. Maybe Derek Lewis should try some. Perfect. Oh, dude. If this happens, dude, I want a piece of the pie, dude, because I told you about Sheath. Just a small piece, whatever, just to taste and wet my whistle. Because, dude, but the way you just came, that's so. We just took. I hope nobody's watching right now, so they don't steal our idea. Now, my boy Forrest Daniels watches the show all the time, supports my ship, blah 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 blah. Love the kid. He put a message. He wants you to give a shout out to his friend James Henley. He said he would really appreciate it. I don't know why he wants to give a shout out to James Henley, but if Forrest asks, I always try to, ask the person he's asking to accommodate. The kid's name is James Henley. I don't know why. Maybe he's sick or something. I hope he's not sick. I hope he's all right. But so we'll see. I guess Josh may be giving out a shout out to James Henley. I don't know, Forrest. Let's see what happens.
James Henley, you're my boy. Thank you for supporting me. I love you. Is that good? I don't know.
That sounded great to me. Forrest, was that good enough, man? Is James Henley going to be happy with that? Or we need to do a take two? I don't know. Take two.
Hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you a video. I'll make it better if that's not enough.
Oh, there you go, Forrest. I hope you're still watching, Forrest, because if you're not, he said that was awesome.
Okay, perfect.
Forrest, you got to tell us, why does James Henley need a shout out today? I think me and Josh need to know, or we want to know. Inquire your minds and shit. I mean, you ask a shout out, you got to tell me why. I mean, is it because he gets you good weed? Yeah.
Drug dealer.
He's battling alcoholism and he's trying to stay positive. All right, I like that, dude.
Awesome.
So, all right. So, and I'll say this to you, James Henley: don't quit on yourself. The worst thing you could do. One day at a time, one moment at a time, 1 hour at a time. Just stay focused, dude, on being better. And don't drink. Call Forrest up in the middle of the night, wake his fucking sleepy ass up, and make him take you out for coffee. If you need it, Forrest is there. Forrest, I just volunteered you. You're welcome. But Forrest is a guy who'll show up. If his buddy needs it, Forrest will show up and make sure he's all right. So that's a good thing. Good to have people out there like that looking out for you. You got any demons?
Me?
We're talking about alcoholism. You have any demons or had any demons in your life that were, tough for you to battle through? Maybe you could tell us something inspirational that you got through that could inspire James.
Yeah, I have a ton of them, man. I got a ton from my past of just an abusive childhood. Honestly, through therapy, it's helped me a lot deal with those. And I used to be somebody who was never about therapy. I ended like, that's not for me. But I did it, and it was the best thing that ever happened. You know what I mean? Especially for my relationship, and plus I have a daughter now, so it's really important for me to try to be the best me, because all that little stuff that slips out is could affect her. So I have no better motivation. I don't know if you have kids or not, but it's a great motivation to be better.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I was the same thing. I never thought about going to therapy. When people told me I should, I took that as they were telling me I was fucking crazy. And I was like, go fuck yourself. I ain't crazy. You're an asshole. What the fuck are you talking about? And then when I finally, let it go, when I fucking let therapy in my life, dude, shit got better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I think there's a lot of things that we deal with that like defensive barriers that we put up that served us at one time, and then sometimes we still have those essentially demons that we don't need anymore. That stuff we don't need that anymore.
Yeah,
you don't need that defense.
Yep, no, that's 100% true. Therapy saved my life. I mean, that's the bottom line. I'm here because of it. I'm able to have a relationship, and do the things I do in life today because, I got my shit right up here, and when I say my shit right, doesn't mean I'm perfect, doesn't mean I'm cured. But I can deal better because I've learned how to deal with the anxiety and the stress and the depression and the things that I went through before. And holding on to shit that I don't need to hold on to, that would just weigh me down in life. Instead of holding on to that, letting it go, taking that burden off my shoulder, without going into all the detail, there was some stuff with me and my mom that, I had to really just let go. And, finally I did. And she's got to carry it around. And whether she wants to ever, own her part of it, that's on her. But it doesn't hold me back anymore. It doesn't, corrupt my brain and make me go into a shell like it used to, and, so it's tough, but, when you let go and you let somebody in, to help you, and you're, willing to accept that help, and you're ready to let it go, it's the best thing you can do for yourself, man. I highly, highly advise people to go to therapy. I think it should be mandatory. People talking about making this vaccine mandatory. Fuck the vaccine. Make mental health mandatory. Make fucking everybody go to therapy.
Yeah.
I'll be down with that. That's more important.
For sure. And really what it is just somebody giving you framework to help you figure out your own issues, like figure out why you are the way you are and things like that. And when you figure out why you do a certain thing and you understand why, that when it starts to happen, you have control of it. Like I know I'm about to do this, and then you can just stop it.
Yeah, I don't ever say I have control of it. I say I'm aware of it, because at the end of the day, for me, I had to realize, and it's such a weird thing to say, but when I finally realized I have control over nothing, I end up having the most control of my life.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? When I admit
I
how
see what you mean.
when
Yeah,
I admit how powerless I am, it's when I become most powerful,
yeah,
because I
sure. You
understand
just
that
accept
it's
it. Yeah,
this is life. This is how it was dealt. These are my options how to deal with it. Option A, probably not so good. Fucked up, dumb shit. Um, number two, yeah, not as bad as A, but still not good. And then there's C, the right way. Face it head on, get through it, get to it and move on from it. And that's it. So for me, that's how I have to deal with life. Otherwise, it becomes a mess, and come too far to go back to being a mess.
for sure.
Yeah, this might be the most. Forrest said this episode is cage size powerful. Yeah, I'm getting a little goosey bump right now. But people know my show to be goofy and fun, and you've been on here before. We like to have a good time, but sometimes it's okay to talk about stuff like this. I was talking with Danielle Wynn about losing. And I said, you're in a school where you're with world class coaches, Douglas Lima and Diego Lima. Those guys have experienced loss at super high levels. And here was this girl going to her fight last week, 0-3 as a pro. And I said, "Do you ever talk to them about losing a fight?" And she's like, "No, we don't really talk about it." I'm like, maybe you should. Maybe all fighters should really talk to their coaches, their closest people, people that have experienced loss at a high level, or this, losing this way, like if you had lost that split decision, find somebody in your gym that's, been around, doing what you do, and ask them, say, it's tough dealing with a loss, but the split decision thing sucks because I really felt I won. It's not like you get a UD 30-27. If you lose 30-27 on all three cards, you lost. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think any fighter that you might get mad on TV, but you walk away and go, all right, yeah, I lost, man. But you still got to get mad on TV, like, fuck, bullshit, walk away, storm off. Because if you just stood there, like, people go, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? I mean, but do you think that's something you guys should do? I mean, Danielle's kind of like, I don't know. And I said, I think more people should talk about it. So, let's bring that another serious subject. Is it too much of a sore subject to talk to somebody about loss? Or do you think we should have more of that amongst fighters that are at these levels, learning how to deal with it, accepting it, in other words, being therapists for each other without having to go to see a therapist?
What I think a lot of people do, and what I definitely do, is just because our whole lives are wrapped around fighting, that we tend to tie our self-worth to our success in it because we do it all the time. So
Right.
If you lose, sometimes we feel like our value is less. It's very depressing. So yeah, I definitely agree that everybody should talk about it because it's not true. You know what I mean? I'm not a less person if I lost. That person's not less. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's important. And what was I going to say? I had another thought about that. I forget.
That's all right. The only thing that I believe you have less of after a loss is money, because you didn't get the other side of the bonus. But you're definitely not less of a person. Matter of fact, if you stand up and say, you know what, got my ass kicked, you're more of a person. So you have an opportunity and loss to win at the same time. All depends on how you handle it. But you can't be afraid to talk about it because it's part of the life.
Yeah, fighting is such an interesting thing too, and I don't mean to speak for everybody, but as far as myself, a win isn't like this great like celebration thing. It's just it's a relief. It's a relief that it played out how I anticipated it to, and if I lose, it's the most devastating thing ever. So it's kind of a sad thing. Like if I win, I'm like, okay, good, it worked out. If I lose, I'm destroyed. You know what I mean? It's not an equal opposition, which is that's a tough thing to be a part of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like you can go back to work tomorrow and get a win. It's like you got to wait sometimes 3 months, 6 months, 9 months before you get to actually go to have a night at work. Yeah. So until that moment, you're carrying around this fucking backpack on your shoulder that you don't need to have. The loss happened 9 months ago. Let it go, because if you walk into that cage with it again on fight night on your back, guess what? It's only going to get heavier because you're going to lose again because you're not in the right mind frame to fight, carrying around that old loss. I mean, so you have to let it go, and that's why. Yeah, I don't know how to get that started, but maybe we need to put together some kind of every fighter that's a pro, especially at the highest level, should have plenty of people to talk to. But maybe sometimes they don't want to talk to somebody on their team about it. Maybe they don't want to show that vulnerability. So maybe we have to set up some kind of hotline, to talk about, something powerful like that to a fighter that could, you go on a losing streak, man, you can end up fucking, breaking so bad, you end up on drugs and alcohol and fucked up. And, we've seen it happen, so we know it does. And that sucks, man. Nobody should go through that. So maybe you and I have to come up with something, Josh.
Well, I think just talking about it and being, you know what I mean, on platforms and having other people talk about it and let everybody know it's okay. And I can totally see why somebody wouldn't want to feel weak by saying it because they already feel weak by losing. You know what I mean? Because we tie almost at least my entire masculinity to our ability to fight. Like, you know what I mean?
I do, because I walk through the grocery store and I'm sizing every motherfucker up in that goddamn fucking. I'm like, I'll fuck that guy up. I'll fuck that guy up. I'll fuck that guy up. I hope that guy didn't hear me say that though. But and I just keep on walking. But we do. And I'm not a fighter guy, but I do. If like something happened in front of my wife and I had a defender and I couldn't, my ego and my whole persona would just fucking wither away and fucking I'd be in the fetal on my couch every day, so yeah. Hopefully I don't have to beat anybody up because
if that happened, you want to feel any weaker by having to tell somebody your problems. You know what I mean? So I can see why somebody would just hold that in and let that be something that just torments them.
Well, we got to figure out how to get people to open up about it. Maybe we will. Maybe something good will come out of this, where we can actually figure out a way to help, your fellow fighters, which is never a bad thing, we'd have to get some people that at the top, that have experienced loss, to talk about it as well. So people that are on their way up understand that it's okay at this level, to talk about how you felt at this level, because it's the same feeling losing here. It's the same feeling, man. They both suck.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to lose. I don't like to lose anything. So I mean,
I don't like to lose either.
But the fact that, if I have a bad night at work, not my ringing out to my DJ gig, I can redeem myself the next day. If I had a bad night at a regular job, I can redeem myself the next day. But, by going out there and having a kick-ass day, if I didn't, if I was a salesman, I didn't sell enough today. All right, I'll go out there and sell some more tomorrow. No big deal. But with fighting, man, because it's such a limited workday opportunity, unless, your old school Donald Cerrone or Oven St. Preux, where they were fighting, once every 5 weeks, these fucking crazy guys.
And it's a one-person sport, too. I can't be like, oh, we would have won if so-and-so would have.
If Tony would have done his fucking job, we would have fucking pulled that one out, man. No, it's like
it's extreme ownership.
If Josh fucking would have done better that night, and I'm Josh, fuck, I mean, yeah, I get that, dude. That just because people go to team sport, and people go, the team suffers the loss together. Yeah, I don't agree with that because you know what. They might have helped you prepare and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, this is an individual sport. You're fighting one person in there. Sometimes you're fighting two. Sometimes you're fighting yourself and your opponent. But in theory, you're supposed to be fighting one person over there. But if you're not mental right, then you're fighting yourself too. That's why we're talking about the therapy being so important. So you're fighting one person, and I get that they feel for you, but I can't say that they feel the same way you lose as you do when you lose a fight. You could be my best friend, my brother, we could be twin brothers. And I still don't think I would feel the same way you felt. I just don't think that's possible. I might be the closest if I'm your identical twin to feel what you're feeling, that twin shit from across the country. In California, a man burns his finger. In New York, another man goes, ouch. That kind of shit,
Yeah.
Twin magic. So, yeah, it's an individual sport. Some people don't like I say it, but it is. If it's not, then my friend should have a black eye instead of me.
Yeah.
Hey, coach, go in there, take the black eye. Yeah. Mike Perry brought that shit up. He's like, man, he goes, these guys say that, they feel the win and the loss way. Fuck that shit. They don't feel the loss way I feel. I'm the one who got punched in the face. I'm the one who got my nose broke.
Yeah.
I love it. So, anything else cool going on? You got any outside stuff going on in life today? Some businesses, something you're looking to do outside of fighting, charity or anything special you got going on there, Mr. Parisian?
Man, not really. When I have a fight, just everything is pointed at the fight. You know what I mean? And now that that's over, I'm just going to heal. I'm going to play some video games. I'm trying really hard to find a PlayStation 5.
Nobody can.
I know. I played, James had one. I played it for the first time. I haven't had a console since the GameCube. And we played Call of Duty, like the zombie game. And I'm like hooked on it. It was so much fun. And now I want to get my own, but I can't.
Maybe you reach out to Uncle Dana. Maybe he's got some connections.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. I mean, Oh, I wanted to ask you this too before I let you go.
Sure.
Ultimate Fighters started back up. Have you been watching?
Is that tonight? Did I miss it? I missed it.
Well, dude, it does. No, I think it starts at 9, so it's only 15 minutes in. But the cool thing is, you can stream it whenever you want. It's on ESPN Plus.
That's true.
But have you watched any of the episodes yet? What's your thoughts on the way this season's going? How happy are you that it's back?
I'm very happy that it's back. I love the crew. Honestly, that was I love all those guys. I have not watched it. I've been waiting for tonight because Vince Murdoch is an awesome dude. I love his story. I can't wait to watch his fight. Honestly, I hope he does well tonight. Well, he already fought, but I hope you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, we already know they fought, of course. But as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to go flip it up on the TV there and watch it while I just actually I've got to install the new Roku in my bedroom so I can lay in bed and watch Roku because I'm tired of sitting down on the couch. Sometimes I want to sit in the bed and go,
there you go.
So, but happy it's back, right? I'm happy Tough's back, man. I'm waiting to see some crazy shit in the house. I haven't really seen too much crazy yet. I'm hoping we get some old school, vintage kind of moment from this season of The Ultimate Fighter, although I don't know. But it's still a fun show, dude. I like the way they do it. It's a tough time for the fighters. You're out there for all those weeks, cut off from the world, and you got to, it's another part of adapting on the fly. So I think it's a good breeding ground mental to make, get the mental up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm glad it's back.
You know all about that shit, yo.
Yeah. I hated being on the show, but
but if you
I like to watch it.
Hated being on it, but we'll close with this. The invaluable learning experience you got from the house, you still, as much as you hated being there, you wouldn't trade that, right?
Oh, no, I definitely grew as a person and an athlete for sure. Yeah. Made a lot of friends. And friendships that I'll keep forever.
And it helped you punch your ticket to the UFC. I mean, it's a win, dude. It's all a win. Well, listen, brother, if you want to shout out any sponsors, coaches, teams, all that stuff, man, take a moment and make sure you drop your social media so everybody can know. I'm going to tell you guys, if you don't follow Josh on social media, you're missing out. Because he does put out some doozies out there that fucking, knee-slapping, bone-tickling jokes, man. Funny shit, dude.
And my adorable daughter.
Oh, and of course your adorable daughter.
Yeah.
But anybody who's got kids, everybody can throw that, but everybody can't be funny.
That's true.
And you got some funny in you.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to law offices of Timothy McDonald here locally in Livingston County, Michigan. Tim and Heidi helped me out a ton, so much to the camp. I'd like to give a shout out to Slate Chocolate Milk. It's actually good protein chocolate milk that I like a lot.
I love chocolate milk.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love it too. The dark chocolate's my favorite. It's definitely the best one. If you're gonna get the dark chocolate.
All right, I'll have to find that shit now.
And that's it. That's my only sponsors that I have right now.
Well, that's awesome. At least you got some, right?
Yeah. No, I'm super proud of the ones that I have.
Some guys have none. Dude, but Sheath is coming up. You're going to go look those underwear up, and then we're going to fucking set that up, dude.
Yep. I'd like to give a shout out to my new sponsorship. They don't know about Sheath. Keep my balls dry.
Keep my balls dry. Keep my balls cool, because I don't want my balls to be hot like Derek was. I want my balls cool. You know, and my girl likes that my junk fucking is cool and dry. You know, so boo. You know, I mean, there's so many things they can do with this dude. And you can really go right to the edge, not jump off. But this is a kind of a company where you can really just push the envelope a little.
Yeah.
And just, innuendo. In your underwear. Oh, innuendo in your underwear. Oh my God, I just came up. I gotta go, dude. I've lost control of myself.
You gotta get sponsorship.
Oh shit, yeah, dude, I do. I need a big sponsorship. But anyway, Josh, thank you for taking the time, man, and all the stuff about fighting and all that stuff, but more important, the conversation we had about some serious topics, dude. I always enjoy those, when we can get real with each other and just, not wear a mask.
Yeah, 100%.
In so many ways, more ways than one, So tonight we unmasked ourselves without taking off this mask, so we unmasked a little bit for all you guys, man. And if that provided anybody a little hope or inspiration, man, then even one person, then, I don't mind sharing my shit out there. I'll tell my stories and I'll tell my truths. If it's going to help somebody, be better. So, if you ever need to talk, anybody out there, message me. You can message Josh too, but he's big time, so it's hard to get him sometimes. I don't know, man. Josh will end up being, the most humble star in the UFC heavyweight division. I don't think there's going to be a guy more humble, happy to be there. Chase Sherman is too. I shouldn't say that because I've known Chase a long time. Chase is super humble to be there. And so Chase and Josh, everybody else, but we got two good ones, guys. So that's enough for me, and that's two more than I would expect. So, but anyway, Josh, thanks for taking the time, man. Congratulations on getting that win.
Thank you.
Keep me posted on your injuries, even if we don't get on the show. Just message me, because now that I know you got shit going on, I got to know you're all right, man. So I might start blowing you up like a girlfriend does. Where are you at? What are you doing? Tell me about your injury.
Tell me about it. Send me a video. I want to watch the surgery.
Dude, I would watch it. We'll go live, dude. If I could just set the camera, we'll go live right here on the show. Go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cage Talk with Christopher James. Today, we're in surgery with Josh Parisian. So, shh, and just watch as they chip away at his nose and clear up the deviated septum. Also, with this bone over here. And I'll have some diagrams, and I'll talk like I'm doing a golf match.
That would be funny.
Now watch as the doctor takes his chisel, and you'll hear the little that's the bone being chipped away in the nose of Josh Parisian. We'll show you some footage of the bone coming out as it falls into the doctor's hands. And now a word from our sponsor. Just dip out.
Me passed out.
Yeah. It'll be good TV, dude. Good TV. And, they do boob surgery repair on TV and whatever that, stupid show Botched, and they fix people's, boobs and asses. And so why not something that's actually beneficial than a big pair of fake boobs? You know what I'm saying? Let's get Josh's nose fixed. Fuck the big old fake boobs. We can watch that next week. All right, cool. There we go. So anyway, Josh, man, as always, man, thank you for being here, man. God bless you and your family, man. Your little one, she's getting big, dude. She's getting big, man. And
yeah, she is.
That personality starts, dude. And I can totally tell she's daddy's her best buddy. Even though she's hanging out with mommy a little more, daddy's the best buddy. I can really see it, dude.
Yeah. I love her so much. She's the greatest.
She is. She puts a big smile on me. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Fucking, you can't do any better than that, dude. So enjoy the rest of the night. God bless you. I hope all this stuff, gets all fixed up. And thanks for opening up and being honest about a few things, dude. I really appreciate that, and so do the people watching. So have a good night, man. We'll talk again soon.
You too, man. Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
You too, brother. All right, boys and girls, that was my man, Josh Parisian. Yeah, we got a little deep there, man. Sometimes we have to do that. Thanks to my guests. I appreciate them. Thursday night, that's right. Tomorrow night's Wednesday. Thursday night, we're going to be talking with Matt Martucci and the infamous Robin Black, the man who breaks down fights. Those were our commentators at Gamebred Fighting Championship this past week in Biloxi, Mississippi. Streamed around the world on the BKTV app. Don't forget, we got BKFC this weekend, number 18. South Florida, that's the show. 4 title fights. I'll probably talk a little bit more about that on Thursday. But our commentator from Gamebred Fighting Championship, Gamebred Fighting Championship 1 at GFC1. Hashtag that shit. Matt Martucci was our lead commentator, and Robin Black was our analyst. We also had Dan Lambert, Unfortunately, I couldn't get Dan up here for the show. So, we're going to bring in my other boys, and we might have a surprise guest or two. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you tune in. That'll be at 8:30 on Thursday night. So we're going to have a good time with that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the show, guys. As always, thank you for being part of my life and for allowing me to be a part of yours for just a little while. I'll never truly be able to put into words what that means to me, but just know it means the world. So that's it, man. Until next time, I am Christopher James, the Eleven Cage Side. Good night, everybody. Oh, wrong.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell's Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip the Deuces. There you go, baby.